Welcome back. Nice to see you at 23 minutes
Yes.
before the hour. It is special guest time, and I'm almost thinking maybe we should play the Wonder Woman theme.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Our next guest is quite accomplished. Her name is Carol Barks. She is proficient, I tell you, proficient in workplace and business mediation, negotiation, and arbitration. She's also skilled in handling mediation concerning
Wonder Woman!
child custody, divorce, children with special needs, domestic violence, and mediation agreement and modifications. Currently, annually, she has an industry-leading 90% resolution rate.
But in the immortal words of Norton, can she core an apple?
But she also teaches at Boise State University. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining us. I'm hoping you're able to teach us how to fight like a happily married couple.
Oh, good morning, and thanks for the laugh this morning.
Good, great to have you with us, and of course, the
You must be exhausted, is what
you
I
must
think.
be tired. Just how big is it? You have to have like a double door or something just to put all your titles there. That's
I know,
fantastic.
you know how people are taught to do those elevator speeches? I really grapple with it. It's hard. I do wear a lot of hats.
So you just hear what the person's problem is and then tell them what you specialize in. It's kind of backward
Yeah, there you
engineering, you know. There you go.
Yeah, you could do that.
The thing that I see that we don't do the most in this world anymore is fight fair. Would you say that's an assessment that is valid?
Yeah, I even see it in the cases that we deal with at the courthouse, and also the amount of entrenched people that are fighting right now. I think what we're seeing is in our government and in our news, we're really creating a new low for naughtiness, and then people are following with that low and deciding that they don't have to follow the normal kind rules of engagement. So absolutely, it's getting bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there were rules for war, as you said, of engagement. There are rules in boxing. There's even some set of rules for pro wrestling. But it seems like they've all been thrown aside, and that has to be the reason why we have the major problem in this country with domestic violence and workplace violence and all these other things that have crept into society.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And it was always kind of a tough thing anyway, because our average age of experience when we're using our skill sets for conflict resolution is 12 years old. And I don't know about you, but when I think back to my 12-year-old version of me, it's not like the one I would pick to lead the show. So when you add that to the now, permission to be not kind and not following common courtesy, then, yeah, we stop listening and we start speaking in really poor ways. So both of those are a magic combination for not hearing each other.
Do speaking skills have any say-so in this? Are we not able to we're not able to express ourselves well enough anymore to fight fairly?
For sure. So, one of the things that is hard for all of us right now is we are really overscheduled. Not just me. I mean, we were having a good laugh about what I do, but all of us have 5 things to keep on track of on any given day, especially with social media and computers and the advance of so much influx of information. So one of the things people do really poorly is we just think that if we talk faster, then we can get more done. But what happens is our brains can only handle about 4 chunks of information at a time, and that's if it's pretty easy chunks of information. If it's new information, it's even less. So to be more effective, we need to talk slower, we need to use less words, and we need to create some pauses rather than just letting ourselves ramble. The other person's brain shuts down.
Yeah, the PowerPoint concept is not bad for arguments.
Yes, it's concise. I think so anyway, but I feel vindicated in a sense because just this past week, Rod and I were talking off the air, and I said, I just feel like every time I hear an argument on television, especially in the media or in politics, both, I feel like I'm listening to a couple of adolescents.
Yeah.
trying
For
to
sure.
argue a point. And is it a case of, and also, is there more and more of an attitude of, well, those rules aren't made for me?
Yes, for sure. Well, a lot of this is rooted in neuroscience. So a big portion of our brain is dedicated to being social. And so we automatically do a process of sorting people into people that are like us and that are people that are not like us. And our brain doesn't really look at the people in a new set of eyes. We look at us based off of our experience with that type of person in the past. So we make some preconceived judgments. And if they're on the other side of the team, they're the out group, then we don't have to listen to them as much because we automatically filter their information out as bad, as wrong, and different. However, if the same information came from one of our in-groups, we might hear that. So that's one of the biggest problems, is that our brains just are naturally doing some naughty behaviors to be effective. But the other big problem that I see people have is we're really bad at asking questions. So when one person says something, whether or not we agree with it, there's all sorts of follow-up questions that we could ask to dig deeper into why that person thinks what they think, or why they're behaving the way that they behave, or what's underlying. And if we just could put that, we'd be better.
You know, we talked about this the other day, Ray. You have an argument with your spouse, let's just say here. Not that that would ever happen.
Never.
Never, Mrs. Stoll, thank you. Yeah. And then like 8 hours later, you think, why didn't I think of that during the argument? It's the perfect example of my point. I would have won that argument hands down. So then you quietly go in the other room and bring the argument back up.
Oh, that's smart.
No, it's not.
No, it's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, sarcasm. We're Rod Ray, and this is what?
Daybreak, U.S.